Hmm. Greetings, fellow armchair Imagineers. Tiki here.
And Monkey?
And tonight, we're talking Mr. Banks!
Da 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 da!
Woo! Yeah! Alright, so this is... I don't think we've done an episode of Talking Mr. Banks on the parks in a while, Monkey. I don't know. It's...
Not counting
It's...
Ratatouille.
Okay, yeah, that's right. So that's the last one we did. So, you know, we're keeping up with it. So, indeed, it's been kind of a quiet couple years at the Disneyland Resort after Cars Land and Buena Vista Street opened in 2012. But one thing, you know, in spite of no new attractions, we have gotten a few substantial refurbishments.
Yeah, like that new Mara voice, wasn't it amazing?
I don't like the voice, but I do like the effect.
Yeah, and that voice is gone, you know that?
Yeah, what?
Yeah, that voice is gone, you know that?
Yeah, I did know that, yeah. Oh god, that was terrible. But in all seriousness, that effect was good.
Yeah, the effect is really good.
Of course, Big Thunder Mountain got its big refurbishment that I'm actually surprised we never talked about on the show, where, you know, it I don't know, the one flaw with Big Thunder is I hear that effect in the
smoke doesn't always work, no.
Yeah, in the scene formerly known as the Earthquake area, there's supposed to be a dynamite effect.
The artist formerly known as the Earthquake area.
Oh god. But yeah, that's kind of, I really hope that area doesn't become like the new Disco Yeti. Oh god, where it's like they'll just like show strobe lights to simulate an explosion. Oh god, let us hope not. Let's hope that they get those kinks worked out. And then let's see, and then we also got new lighting effects in Ariel's Undersea Adventure to finally.
Yeah, those turned out really well.
Yeah, finally. It's like after like.
And more realistic hair too.
Indeed. We still didn't get our good finale, but you know, working on it. Come on, Disney, come on. But anyways, this is the big one. This is one that a lot of people have had on their radar, and you know, of course, the Alice in Wonderland dark ride. It's been under some. Oh god, under some kind of bizarre circumstances. You want to kind of get into the OSHA stuff a little bit, Monkey? I think you're more...
I don't see how we can't.
Yeah, I think you're more in the know about that kind of stuff than I am, being a local.
Right. Okay, so if I'm correct on this, I may have a detail wrong or two. I think what happened was, like, for some reason, like, there was the cast member up on the outdoor track, like, working on it, and OSHA was like, hey, that's that's dangerous. And so Disney took that in mind and took Alice down for a while. They closed it for a while and reopened it with new safety measures.
Yay! So, Cardboard Box Land!
Yeah, so instead of just the whole path of leaves, you're still riding the Path of Leaves, only they're like literally just laid out right on top of a big platform.
And wasn't there originally just a bunch of big walls?
Bunch of big walls. Not that I know of.
No.
I mean, they added a wall right when you come out.
Okay, yeah.
And it's supposed to look like Castle Wall.
I seem to remember at some point, but maybe I'm just totally just remembering this wrong, but at some point I seem to remember there was like kind of like just big obstructive walls going across the whole thing. Am I just completely wrong there?
Very possibly. So, and along this huge platform, there were fences.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Yeah, fences, and they had cutouts of Wonderland-esque leaves.
Oh.
And there were these tarps hanging down from the platform to hide the supports or whatever.
I actually think it's the tarps that I'm thinking of. Come to think of it, so all right.
Honestly, personally, the whole thing's not as good as the original, but so really the only thing that I'd say truly bugged me to a degree you could say was the tarps.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Maybe it's just
All
how I
right.
roll.
All right. Well, really quickly, what are our opinions on the Alice in Wonderland before we get into all the new projection effects and whatnot? Monkey, did we know that we were going to get this much of an upgrade? Was it like how
I
much
don't
did
know
we
if we
actually know about it? Was it
Not
somewhat
sure.
of a surprise
Kinda. Like I just remember
that
like
there was
my
like that much new in it?
exactly me. I just remember that mice chat rumor about the new Queen of Hearts animatronic, which I have to
That
say
which we never got.
I've I don't know, well, I've been kind of skeptical of that rumor the whole time, like all this time.
Sure,
So
sure.
yeah,
I
but
mean,
then
it's the Mice Chat, it's like every single fucking time that Haunted Mansion Holiday comes back, it's like, oh, this time we're gonna get the Hatbox Ghost. This time, for sure, 110% confirmed.
it's kind of funny, like when they were talking about the updates to the outside portion, like they have this thing about those little curvy vine things along the side, and they said like they're ugly and unnecessary. Like unnecessary, you know, Disney fans, and isn't that there was that one thing Ray Bradbury said about like the success of Disney is doing things you think you didn't need to do, but you needed them
Yeah,
all along.
yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so
I
unnecessary.
think I think they just look cheap. I mean, that's just my.
Yeah,
I think that they could have
yeah,
done something. I
they
think that
can.
they could have just made them a little bit more like permanent looking. Kind of made them.
Yeah, like
good.
maybe
Like
paint.
maybe arrange the whole thing to be like, I don't know, maybe expand the castle wall, or maybe just make it look like castle railing or something like just
Or
just
just
the
those things along the edge. Paint them so that they look more like vines.
it honestly looks like something I'd buy and put up in my backyard. And that's my problem with it. It looks tacky.
Yeah.
It's not a big deal, though. I'm not making as big of a deal out of it as other people are. I think overall the refurbishment is great, but
Yeah, thank God the tarps are gone.
oh
It's
yeah.
nice to
But
have something
seriously, I'm curious. Like, how much did? So we didn't even know if it was getting projection effects at all, did we? Like Disney very much
Something I
kept it
can think
under
of.
wraps.
I'm pretty
So
sure that's the case. Yeah.
that's really impressive because I mean, because when this thing reopened, it was like I remember watching the video. I was like, okay, let's see what's it gonna be, and like almost immediately, I'm like,
Yeah, like from
oh damn,
get in the rabbit hole. Yeah.
Right. I'm like, oh wow, oh holy crap, they really went to town on it.
I think I'll just say it now, but the kind of funny thing about this is like out of the Fantasyland 5, I think Alice might have been the first to pioneer with to experiment with projection effects.
With the croquet scene.
Kind of like it was somewhere in the last 10 years or so. I can't remember where exactly, but
Well,
like
technically, the first projection effects were on Pinocchio.
right. I guess like, do you mean hologram or?
No, I thought they were actual projection effects when
Closest I can think of in Pinocchio is like those seagulls.
No, well, there's the seagulls. I believe there's some stuff where Lampwick's getting turned into the donkey.
That's a hologram.
And then there's the Blue Fairy.
Blue Fairy's Pepper's ghost.
Oh, Pepper's ghost. Okay, I seem to remember reading that Pinocchio's Daring Journey had projections, but I guess I'm just completely
mistaken. Yeah, so like what they did was like the Caterpillar smoke letters; those got updated.
Oh yeah, right. Okay,
yeah.
Okay.
The Cheshire, the first time you see like when the moon becomes the Cheshire Cat, that was updated.
Mm-hmm.
And then Croquet was updated.
Sure.
Yeah.
So, all right, but what are our feelings about Alice in Wonderland? Like in general, like where does it kind of rank on your? I believe we did do a ranking of the Fantasyland dark rides, but just kind of
sort of. You did Fantasyland, I just did all of them.
Okay.
I remember, like Alice was your number 1, and I think I put it at number 3.
Okay, yeah, Alice is my number 1 out of all the Fantasylands. Of course, it's got the 2 stories. I just think even before the projection effects, it was really immersive. I love the Told You What scene where you go from the first story to the second story, and it just just altogether, it just feels more like a big grand adventure than any of the other dark rides do. Like the other dark rides, I kind of feel like, to a certain extent, on all of them, you kind of have to use your imagination a little bit in certain spots to kind of, they're very humble in certain areas. But with Alice in Wonderland, like even from the get-go, it was very much I don't know, like very immersive. Like if not for the static animatronics, I consider it almost e-ticket level just in terms of sets and everything and lighting. It was really good. But now I definitely think it's obviously the standout of the Fantasyland dark rides in terms of technology. I mean that's just a given.
Yeah, I suppose it is.
Yeah, but anyways, any other thoughts before you want to get into the new ride?
I don't know if I have much to say, but yeah, it's a classic. It's like, Fantasyland, typical dark ride, but up a notch.
Yeah, I remember as a kid just being so impressed by the whole setup of, like you enter in and then you come out on top and it's just like, oh my god, where do they go?
I might have said this before in our dark ride episode, I can't remember, but it's kind of like the Splash Mountain of the Fantasyland dark rides. Begin outside, go outside for the main, you start out outside, go in for the main portion of the ride, sort of outdoor climax and what's, sort of climactic outdoor moment, and then back inside briefly for a last moment.
Well, how about this, Monkey? To make another Splash Mountain comparison, it also has several reused animatronics from a closed show. From that closed show being the Mickey Mouse Revue from Walt Disney World. Right. That's actually where I thought you were going with it at first. So yeah, several Splash Mountain.
Well, then we could say Star Tours is the Splash Mountain at Tomorrowland then.
Well, yeah, but Star Tours, yeah.
Or Monsters Inc. is the Splash Mountain of Hollywood Backlot.
I really don't care.
Reused animatronic. If we're going on the reused animatronic criteria.
Monsters Inc., it amazes me that Superstar Limo failed so hard, and they're just like, okay, let's literally just completely reuse everything.
Recycling!
It's like this, and it just makes for a very mediocre dark ride, I must say. It's like, not to get overly into Monsters Inc. I think Monster Inc.'s okay. I think it's one of those rides. It's kind of like the Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh of DCA, where it's like, it's an okay ride. There's some good technology here and there, but overall, I think it's a little too. It leans a little too much on the kid side, for one, which. To me, it kind of feels more like a kid ride than a family ride. And also, it's also kind of tucked away in a back corner of the park that no one goes to. And it's also...
Book report?
And what?
Book report?
No, I said it's tucked away in the back corner of the park.
Yeah, I know. I was, guessing as to your next reason. Your next
thing. Well, I was just going to say it's practically a walk-on most of the time. Much like Pooh. So it's one of those things where it's like, I don't quite know why it exists. But anyways, back to Alice. You want to get into just going over all the big changes that they made, kind of scene by scene?
Very well.
All right. So anything new about the queue that you can notice at all?
Not that I can think of.
Okay, except that they did, now that the tarps are gone, you can see the garden underneath the vine again.
Yeah.
And I really have always loved that garden. I especially love the white rabbit statue. Is that still there?
Well, it's still there, but it's been gone from the garden for a long time.
Where is it?
Next to the restrooms.
Oh, really? Okay. Yeah, so over kind of.
Yeah, so it's like between the Cheshire Cat statue and the restrooms. It's in its own little outfit.
Interesting. Huh. Okay.
Yeah.
I actually might like that better because I always really liked that statue, but I always thought it was kind of like tucked away into a really hidden space that was kind of hard to see. So I don't know. Yeah. But anyways,
yeah, it's kind of funny. Like, I guess it's been said like the ride's been getting 40-minute waits.
Not surprised. I'm actually kind of surprised it hasn't getting hour-long waits because, hot damn, there's just so much that's changed about it.
Well, no, like both times I went up, I don't know about other times, but both times I went yesterday, the sign said 40, ended up being more like 20 or
Okay.
25.
Isn't that like the case a lot of the times with projected wait times? Is that they kind of project like the worst case scenario?
Yeah. Okay, give me a moment. I need to plug in my laptop.
Oh yeah, sure. All right. So yes. Let's see. What else?
You can go ahead and speak. No.
I'm just trying to think of like what else I could say. So. Oh my.
Okay, I'll need to get my headphones back in, but okay, so I take it we are done with the queue then?
Oh yeah, yes. So
okay. Right on
so
cue.
Then we go down the rabbit hole, and how good are the effects in person?
It's neat. It's intimate.
Oh yeah, really?
Yeah, it's relatively intimate.
The rabbit hole's always kind of had an intimate feel. I've always loved just sort of that feel of like going down that narrow ass tunnel. It feels kind of almost Matterhorn-esque, you know what I mean? Like almost kind of like a mini Matterhorn kind of moment where it's like, oh no, we're going into the mountain.
I'm just picturing some little kid's coaster called the Mini Matterhorn.
The Mini Matterhorn, oh god. Well,
yeah, replacing the motorboat dock.
Oh god. The thing that replaces the motorboat dock, that I've said this before, I'll say it again. I'm sorry to anyone who doesn't want Frozen, but it's such a perfect location for a Frozen ride that you almost got. It's just like, it's literally the perfect real estate for a Frozen attraction. It just makes sense. But that's a whole
anyway, topic. And they added this harp sound effect as you go down the rabbit hole.
That hasn't been there? I remember that.
It's kind of there, but they, what's the word? I don't know, embellished it maybe?
Okay, so
I don't know.
Maybe they just added clearer sound throughout the whole thing. That could be. But
and then the doorknob appears out of the darkness.
Yeah, right, instead of through a hallway. That's
instead of like you just see him right when you come in, instead just appears out of the darkness.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that is could be my favorite update to the ride. I mean, or if not, it's somewhere in the top 5.
Right. And then you see a little screen of the White Rabbit running by.
And Alice running after him.
Mm-hmm. And then
what?
And
the production uses some squenching.
Some what?
Squenching. It's where they make it so it's like, okay, so like, how to put it? So it matches the perspective of the rider.
Oh, okay, nice.
Yeah, it's like a trick. I think it might have been invented for Spider-Man. If not, that's the first case I know of it. Like Spider-Man uses it. Radiator Springs Racers use it as well. So.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, so this might be like the second Disney ride to include it.
Okay, and so then after that, the Tweedledum Tweedledee room, that's largely unchanged, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's a small room, but
yeah. I do have to say it's kind of interesting, like going from that relatively bright projection to the darker environments of the physical sets.
I bet. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we get into the flowers, and I really like how they mix.
We do get a little audio fix redo after the Tweedles.
Do we?
Yeah, it's like they'll be like, "Oh, I went this way. No, that way." And then there used to be like kind of a beat before the I'm Late music started up.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, so now it just right after whichever Tweedle it is, it's like, no, that way. Then the I'm Late music immediately starts up.
Interesting. Okay, cool.
Yeah. And then as you went to the flower
really does
room,
sound like they went through.
Yeah,
they went through the soundtrack kind of like maybe just like the whole way through and just kind of touched up certain things here and there.
Yeah, really some better than others, I'd say.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I wonder if it's kind of like if it has anything to do with like the attention spans of people today.
Right,
Probably
yeah.
some later. Anyway, so flowers.
Yeah, so the flower scene, I really like how it's a mix of the kind of static animatronics and the projections. How does that look in person?
Looks all
Is it
right.
kind of glaring that it's like, but is it kind of,
I wouldn't
does
say
it,
it's glaring.
no, so it fits in good, so it's like,
It's in all right. Like you got those bread and butterflies flying above, and
mhm,
they took out
that's
that
cool.
one that used to be in there.
Which one?
Like there was that bread and butterfly right when you come in. It's
Oh,
gone.
yeah, okay.
And
And,
and the rocking horsefly is gone as well, but the projection effect for it, I'd say, is probably more effective.
nice. Yeah, overall, just very good scene. The projection effects really make sense for that.
Yeah.
And,
Let's see,
so
like
how
there's
good,
something with the flowers sprouting up, and then they just kind of
yeah.
freeze.
Oh, God. Okay, so how good is the caterpillar smoke now?
Out of what the three variants it's had, I'd say it's in the middle.
Oh, really? So
Yeah,
was the best one the most recent fix before that?
I would say so.
Okay,
Yeah.
interesting.
You have like as the caterpillar sings A-E-I-O-U, which he doesn't anymore. He doesn't sing that anymore.
Mm.
Yeah, so like the letters would sort of just appear in cartoon smoke.
Did did they have him singing A-I-O-U like after
As you
the
pull up to him.
enhancement? No, but I mean, was that just
Oh,
recently? Because I don't remember that.
you mean when they took it out?
The last time they updated him, was that kind of part of the last update?
Well, it was in there. He sang it before the most recent closure, so they only just now took it out.
Oh, weird. So I don't remember him singing that at all. Huh.
Yeah, he
Well, I
used
haven't been to the
So,
park in years, so I guess that explains it.
yeah, so now his only thing is like, "Who are you?"
Right.
And I feel that having him sing A-I-O-U was kind of a nice lead-in to that. Like, just happened upon him about his day.
Yeah.
A-I-O-U, who are you?
Yeah, I hear you.
I mean, because now it's just like the letters are just sort of floating there, they vanish, and the "O are you" appear out of the smoke.
I actually kind of noticed, I've watched several videos of
Yeah.
the updated traction, and I noticed that some of the time the smoke effect doesn't even time up right. Is that
Yeah,
true?
that's the thing, is that there have been, from my
Uh-huh.
experience, like, there have been a couple timing kinks, like the first time I went through, there were a lot of glitches with the timing of the audio and such.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
and there's another one we'll get to later.
Hmm.
But
All
okay,
right.
so also with this scene, the what used to be the only figure of Alice in the ride is gone.
Oh, okay. The one that had the infamous rose that everyone used to steal.
Yeah, the one that was all hidden in the bushes.
Right.
Yeah, so that's gone now.
That was the one from Mickey Mouse Review, correct?
Yeah,
Is there anything else from Mickey Mouse Review still in there?
yeah, the Hatter and the Hare, I'm sure.
Okay. All right, nice. All right. So then we get to Tolji Wood, and correct
Yes,
me if I'm wrong, but this seems to be the scene with the least updates in it.
I'm not entirely sure about that.
Well, what is there though? Because I don't know. This is keep in mind this is
Well,
my favorite
or
scene in the
by
whole ride.
updates,
So
I mean there are definitely changes in the room, but
okay, like what?
okay, so you know there was that part at the end of the room with all the birds, and like there was a pencil bird among them.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so that pencil bird is there right when you enter the woods.
Okay.
It's like he's written one of the many signs.
Oh, I got you. Are there more signs? Did they add more signs? It kind of looked like they did.
Not that I don't know if they
No?
did.
Okay.
Maybe not. I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay, so then the moon becoming the Cheshire Cat projection. That's the animation has been updated.
Okay.
So and then we get that. Then pull up and there's that pretty neat projection mapping bit with the Cheshire Cat.
Right, right.
like where he vanishes. But I do have to say, like,
Yeah.
this is one of the like two dark rides where a few characters have moving mouths. Maybe it could have given him one there, seeing as it's a projection.
Yeah, yeah.
And then, let's see, and they moved the birdcage bird onto the other side of the glasses and sign because Alice.
Yeah, yeah, she's there. That's right.
Yeah, her arm moves a little as she's like, and we get some audio direct from the movie of like, oh wait, don't go.
Is
Yeah.
that a new animatronic?
Yes.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. Like, it is a little jarring. Just 'cause throughout pretty much up till this point, we've been hearing like 1983 Catherine Beaumont, and then suddenly
Right. Yeah.
1951 Catherine Beaumont. And it sounds like, and also it just sounds like older audio.
Oh wow, that's weird. That's odd. You would think that they
Yeah.
Interesting.
And then the rest of the room is pretty much the same, except for some like new paint.
Right. Sure, of course. And
Yeah.
then so then we get to the Queen of Hearts room, and
To the gardens.
yeah, there's a bunch of paint splattering all over the place. Am I right? Via projection.
Yeah.
That's neat.
Yeah, that one works pretty well.
Mm-hmm. So how's the new croquet effect work?
Okay, well, first off, I'd like to say this. So we get to another interesting audio edit.
Yeah.
Where before it used to be like, Her Royal Majesty, the Queen of Hearts, yay! And the King, hooray!
Right.
The cheering is totally gone now.
Aww. I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, so now it's
that's
Her Royal Majesty, the Queen of Hearts, and the King.
And the King.
Shall we play croquet?
Yeah,
like,
that's...
not a beat between any of that.
That's really... It seems like maybe what they did is... I'm going to go out on a really wild hunch here, and I'm probably completely wrong, but perhaps they sped up the vehicle, so they had to cut out certain parts of the audio here and there to keep up with the sync. You know what I mean? So they just had to cut out like weird, tiny parts of the edit of the audio. It's like video editing, It's like if you need to cut a video down to a certain length, and so you have to like really focus on, like what stuff you can cut out. You know what I mean? So I have a feeling that might be the case here. Yeah.
It's just the timing. Yeah, it is just like the timing of this whole thing now is pretty fast. But that'd be like Aurora. Like I said, I already kind of did it. So. Okay, right. So this new croquet thing.
Yeah, how's it work?
Okay, so originally, like in the original version, it was just black wall, and they had this little. This little still image of a hedgehog projected rolling along the wall.
Okay.
And then when they updated it, it wasn't just a black wall. They added a couple of sort of little tree-ish sculpture things, and they redid, and the projection was brought up to date, so it was a legit animation of the hedgehog rolling along.
Yeah, I remember when I was going on, it was just literally like it looked really funky. It was just like kind of like a projected like ball just kind of zooms across a black a black background really quick. It really didn't convey the message too well.
So now basically the entire wall is a projection, I think.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
Yeah. And it's kind of fun. There's like when the hedgehog hits the tree, you feel a bit of air, a bit of wind.
Oh really? Oh, that's cool.
Huh. Yeah.
Interesting. Nice.
Yeah,
I like my 4D effects. That's cool. All right, so then we get to the spot where, where according to Mice Chat, we were gonna get the updated Queen,
and we were gonna get a new finale on Little Mermaid too.
Yeah, well, I never bought into that for a second because that refurbishment was like 2 months. It's like that wasn't nearly enough time to put in a giant Ursula animatronic or whatever the hell the rumor was. But
well, the question is, if it weren't for the whole fixing the outside thing, how long do you think this house refurb would have taken?
I have no idea. I kind of forgot to ask you, how long did this kind of take to put together? Like, how long was this down to begin with?
I think maybe around 4 months.
4 months? Okay.
Like maybe 3.5-ish.
Yeah, I mean, if it weren't for the safety stuff, I mean, maybe they could have done something like the updated Queen of Hearts animatronic, because I will admit it is kind of like seeing animatronics with no facial movement is, I mean, that's my big problem I have with Monsters, Inc. That is my #1 issue with Monsters, Inc. It looks, it's, for God's sakes, you know.
For Roz at the end. Just the one at the very end.
Right.
The best one they could have done it with, admittedly, but nevertheless.
But that just pulls it out for me even more, that it's like there's one animatronic and then the rest are just totally static. It's, but anyways.
Anyways.
I don't know, but I do like all the cards kind of.
Oh yeah, it's rather effective.
Okay, that's nice. Yeah, that definitely changes the scene up a bit. And
so then we turn around and instead of piling through cards, we're heading towards the way out of the courthouse, and these 2 card soldiers drop down and point their spears at you.
I like that.
Yeah, I really like that.
But I'll tell you what I didn't like at all. I hate that they fucking added a goofy yell.
No, that's always been there.
What, has it? Are you serious?
You mean when you go outside? Yeah, from the very beginning, it's been there.
Oh, okay. Well, I feel dumb now. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, wow. I'm getting a lot of facts wrong tonight.
Or was it
I don't know.
You get the cards and
maybe it's the fact that it's updated audio, but for some reason the goofy yell just, I guess, stands out to me more. I don't know. We're talking a lot about the audio, it seems.
Well,
okay, but what were you going to say?
Yeah, maybe I have to say I really appreciate how, with those 2 cards dropping down, I really appreciate that they're hand-drawn.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you could say that about all the projections, really.
Yeah. Not counting the Dexter cat, but the disappearing cat, but that's projection mapping.
Yeah.
But yeah, so really appreciate, hand-drawn isn't dead.
Nah, technically.
Now let's see it in a theatrical release.
If only they didn't release Princess and the Frog a week before Avatar.
If only they didn't release Winnie the Pooh on the same day as the last goddamn Harry Potter movie.
I think that was. I smell conspiracy behind that one. If you want to get into it, I don't think Disney was supporting that Winnie the Pooh movie at fucking all. I don't think they had any support for that movie, and it was a damn good movie too. I really liked that movie, and Disney just literally threw it under the bus. Like, they threw it under the bus harder than I've ever seen them. Like,
I just want to make a reference to that Winnie the Pooh bus safety video.
Oh god.
From the makers of Too Smart for Strangers. Whenever you ride the bus, whenever you go to school, or whatever you do. We just need the weird bus driver puppet on the Winnie the Pooh ride now, oh my god. That'd be hysterical.
No, what if they just completely refurbish, like, hey, for the 60th anniversary of Disneyland, the many adventures of Winnie the Pooh, Too Smart for Strangers edition.
And of course, they all need to look like they did in the special.
Of course.
And we'll have projections of, like, videos of the kids in the real world.
Oh god.
I can just totally imagine, like, going through those doors at the end and they have that Too Smart for Strangers song playing.
Too smart
from the finale. Strangers, that's me, Winnie the Pooh.
No, don't do that. It's really not okay.
Maybe we could have a Pepper's Ghost effect where Rabbit the Magician disappears.
Oh god. Oh god.
We already have a Pepper's Ghost effect in the ride. Just swap it out. Okay, so back to Alice. So then after you go through the courthouse doors, like what used to be some cards reaching out for you is now like a cloudy spiral out of Wonderland.
Right.
I do have to say I wish they maybe painted the rest of the room to match that spiral, because like I don't know how much this applies for nighttime, but like doors open and the lights shine on the black unthemed room.
Yeah, I noticed that too, for sure. But yeah, you're right. I do like the spiral much more than I like the cards.
It's a good touch.
Mm-hmm. I think the cards worked in kind of a sort of like campy old school dark ride way, but
yeah, like in the old approach with being attacked by the cards, they worked.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. But this, I think, it's much more imaginative, because, like you said, it's like you're literally getting blasted out of Wonderland, pretty much.
Yeah, there's your way out.
Yeah. All right. So, how does it feel on the actual platform? I assume most of the thrill factor is taken out.
I'll be honest, it is kind of hard for me to remember what it was like in the original version. I mean, maybe because I was, whenever I wrote it before they put in the platform, I wasn't like, I should savor this in case they have to put a giant platform in the I just really took it for granted, I suppose.
I do remember it being very Wild Mouse-esque.
Yeah.
In fact, I remember I still have video footage of this, although I don't know, the tape's probably busted or something, but I remember one time I filmed the ride and I was just like totally acting like really immature and idiotic and obnoxious to everyone around me, probably, but like when I went out of the tunnel I was like fake screaming the whole way down, like, oh my god, we're gonna fall off. And I was like,
I'm just trying to picture what that would be like for the people in the queue watching.
I know, right? Ah, we're gonna fall off.
And all the toddlers in line are
Oh god, right?
I wanna do that.
Yeah, I was fairly immature in my youth. I'm still pretty immature in my adulthood, but okay, so after
the way
the
it is now is definitely better than the platform.
The what?
The way the Vine is now, it's definitely better than the platform.
Sure, definitely, yeah.
I don't know why, but for some reason the analogy I've come up with is kind of like traveling on mounds of sand. Because like there is noticeable elevation in this new Vine.
Sure. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I hear you. All right.
Yeah. So was that it for the Vine?
Yeah. Unless you have anything else.
It's nice and green. It's like I said, it's definitely way better than that platform.
Oh god, right.
Just literally, like, you can see this on YouTube, like, literally, like, the leaves, as it was before, are just resting on top of this huge table.
Oh god.
Like you're riding along a table, basically.
If that was the case, wouldn't it have been better to just theme it to the Mad Tea Party? Think about it, just have
Possibly.
it, have a couple giant teacups there, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Have it, have like, instead of the leaf, have it look like a giant tablecloth.
Yeah.
But okay, but
like, there's that sign right before, like outside the way back in, it was like the Mad Hatter pointing, and all the ways point to the Mad Tea Party.
Mm-hmm.
That sign is gone now for some reason.
That's sad. I like that detail.
Yeah, odd.
Kind of depressing. And speaking of depressing, Monkey, I really hate the fact that they got rid of the big Cheshire Cat face.
Yeah, say like with the teapots at the end, my joke is kind of like, Yeah, it's like the loading. If you have to stop for a moment, so you know, so
I
you can get
actually
enough.
watched a video where you did stop, where
Yeah,
they
because
did
that
stop
happens
for a bit.
sometimes. You know, that happens
Right.
sometimes. You know, so like
And oh my
if
god,
you,
it gets so repetitive so quickly. Holy
yeah,
shit.
it's like my joke is like it's the loading screen of the ride. Dancing teapots, dancing teapots, dancing teapots, dancing teapots. Cartoon. Well, there is that smoke you pass under, and like the chairs stacked up against the black walls.
Yeah, I do like the fact that they added some physical stuff into that room too.
Okay, so you were complaining?
I like it. I'm not saying that it doesn't make up for the fact that I mean,
I'm talking about like your whole Mad Hatter rant we had before the broadcast.
oh, my Mad Hatter rant. Oh god. I hate the fact that the Mad Hatter is a more fucking popular character than Alice herself. I hate the fact that even outside of Disney, even outside of the retarded as fuck Tim Burton version, it's always been this way. It's always been this way. Why the hell is the Mad Hatter such a big, popular, standout character? I don't get it. I don't get it. Alice in Wonderland, it's a novel that's literally about a bunch of weird fucking things. It's like, okay, so I remember I saw this weird, I think it was probably a PBS thing or something like that, where it was a bunch of kids going around and meeting a bunch of famous literary characters. And one of them they walk up to is Alice, and one of the kids is specifically like, oh, well, if you're Alice, and where's the Mad Hatter? Because, you know, it's not like your book was 90% you alone without the Mad Hatter at all. That makes no sense, Monkey. It makes no sense. It bothered me back then. It bothers me now.
I can tell.
I've never forgotten that. It's like, even when I was a little kid, I was like, and I had the only frame of reference for Alice in Wonderland I had was the Disney movie. I like, he's in like, I don't get it. Is it because of the teacups? Is it because that the teacups has kind of become like an iconic part of theme park culture?
Maybe.
Is that it? Why? Why is he so popular?
I might as well say this now.
Okay.
Considering the ride just went through some updates and this day and age we live in, it's a good thing they could have put Johnny.
Just breakdancing Johnny Depp right at the end, replacing the White Rabbit.
They could have put Johnny Depp in the ride. Joke returns.
Oh God! Oh Jesus Christ!
Yeah, so
thank God! Thank God they didn't.
We don't have to worry. Hopefully, they won't put Kristen Stewart in Snow White.
Well, that's not Disney, so.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
You know they're making a sequel to that movie that doesn't have Snow White in
Kristen
it?
Stewart. Right. Yeah, I heard about that.
I'm like, how the fuck is that gonna work?
Yeah. I just love how we can, with this ride, we can go back to the old put Johnny Depp in it joke.
Oh God! But Through the Looking Glass is happening, right? That's pretty much confirmed.
What, a sequel to the Tim Burton one?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's in the works right now.
I don't know if I'd heard of that.
I am pretty sure it's in the works. I could be wrong. I'm pretty sure Burton's at least talked about doing it or wanting to do it. So it'll happen at some point. And oh God, it's kind of funny. It's like when they do. Oh God. When they do the live-action Dumbo, are they gonna make all the fucking Dumbos look live-action?
Are they gonna make the Timothy live-action too?
And look like Paul Giamatti?
On top of Dumbo?
Oh God.
Maybe even the storks along the ride?
Oh yeah. Oh God.
Dumbo's live-action.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll add some animatronic of whatever celebrity they get to play the ringmaster on to Casey Jr.
Oh God. For some reason, I'm picturing Oh, what's his face? Aldous Snow. The British guy. What's his face? What's his name? For some reason, I'm blanking on his name right now. Russell Brand. For some reason, I'm picturing Russell Brand as the ringleader.
Just a Russell Brand animatronic in a Disney park.
Oh God. All right, boys and girls, let's go. Let's gather around. See the famous flying elephants everywhere and whatnot. Look at me. I'm a famous rock star on drugs. Isn't my shtick so original? uh.
Okay, apparently there was a server error of some kind. It says we're still live. Oh, he's back. Hello?
I'm back.
Okay.
Hi, sorry about that. I don't know
Okay.
what happened. Okay, so just going back to the Alice. In the finale, did they add an Alice to the Mad Tea Party, or has
Yes,
she?
they
Okay,
did.
that's
Yes,
what I
they
thought.
added.
That's what I thought. Okay.
It's really funny because this is where, I was talking about timing issues earlier.
Uh-huh.
This seems to be facing timing issues, like maybe they'll just sit there in silence as you pass them by, and the White Rabbit explosion goes off too early.
Oh yeah, I've seen that for sure. I mean,
Yeah.
that used to be an issue even before the upgrades. So
I don't know about that, but
I remember I would go on the ride sometimes, and the White Rabbit explosion would go off too soon. So I personally experienced that. So
it is really funny. Like if you sit there and you pass by and they're just standing there doing nothing, because then Alice is like, you have the Hatter and the Hare, and then Alice is in the middle just holding a teacup with this total WTF expression.
Oh God. That's maybe they're just going for an accurate portrayal of Alice from the live-action movie.
And then they have a new audio snippet from the movie snippet where Alice is like, well, and today's my birthday too.
Oh God. Nostalgia critic joke when she gets thrown on the hat. I'm so interested, or whatever he says. Oh God. Okay, so I'm actually kind of surprised they didn't add some sort of like explosion effect with the
Like they
cake.
took out the strobe light they used to have.
Yeah, it's like what the fuck?
Flash.
It's like they. Yeah, that's weird. That is
Why?
weird. I don't know, but overall, you think the ride's an improvement and whatnot. You think it's a promising thing. You think it's promising for the fact that we're most likely going to get this kind of an upgrade on the Fantasyland Dark Rides for the 60th.
Sure.
All right. So you give it a thumbs up.
Yeah.
All right, for sure. So to round off this video, why don't we just go in and kind of discuss, some of the possibilities. Of course, there's going to be an announcement, I believe. Is it a week from today, Monkey?
A week from yesterday.
A week from yesterday, okay. A week from yesterday, so that's next
6 days.
Thursday. That's next Thursday, July 17th. We'll have to do some kind of video. I don't know what, but something. Well, I don't know. We'll probably just have to make a video about whatever announcements they announce. But anyways, it's the park's 59th birthday, and they're going to be making. We're all assuming it's going to be the Fantasyland Dark Ride upgrades. Is that basically like the general assumption?
I guess.
Like, it'd really surprise us if it was anything other than that at this point.
Oh.
You don't know? You're not following it?
I'm not entirely the biggest follower on this whole thing.
Because to me, the thing that I always go back to, Monkey, is I want there to be an announcement that's the equivalent to when they announced all the new stuff for California Adventure, but just with Disneyland. Because at this point, I feel like the last thing that Disney got in that was truly an e-ticket is, and I don't count Nemo because Nemo's, I defend the Nemo subs, but I still think it's a high-end D ticket when all is said and done.
Yeah.
But the last major e-ticket was 20 fucking years ago. 20 years ago. Indiana Jones.
Oh, time goes by so fast. Maybe. Yeah, like 20 years. Oh my god.
It's hard to believe that Indiana Jones is an attraction that's multiple decades old at this point.
That's
considering how advanced it still is. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like Disneyland's kind of fallen into a little bit of, as California's gotten more awesome, Disneyland's kind of fallen into a little bit of neglect here and there. So we need some new announcements. Of course, everyone's, the big hot area right now is the Autopia. Autopia is really on the chopping block. And Innoventions, of course, although Innoventions has kind of gotten a little bit of new lifeblood thanks to the fucking Marvel meet greets.
And EO?
What?
EO?
I guess, but with EO, yeah.
I mean, they have said EO's gonna come back, but they didn't say when.
Yeah, I think I don't know. I mean, why not just... I think that they should just... the problem with that building is that it's directly under Space Mountain. So you really can't do a whole lot outside of a theater. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I think they just installed new projectors for the Guardians of the Galaxy preview.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. So, by the way, do you get a chance to see that?
I have not. Also, I'm not, I'm not one of those I'm not the most excited for that movie, or I should say the most into it.
I'm completely stoked for that movie, but I would not see it for a completely different reason than you. I just don't want to have those 17 minutes spoiled.
Oh, yeah.
But,
I guess it.
All right, but anyways, so do you want to go through the dark rides kind of one by one and speculate on some of the stuff they could do?
Very well.
All right, let's kind of start with Pinocchio and kind of lead up to Toad.
Okay, so what are we going, like, counterclockwise then?
Yeah.
Pinocchio. Seagulls.
Seagulls, yeah, definitely.
Oh, yeah, the seagulls. Totally.
Let's
I don't know, the star, the wishing star, maybe?
Yeah, I've always thought that the Monstro animatronic looks really awkward. And
maybe they could like projection map some water onto him or something, like he's coming out of the water.
I don't know. I just don't like the design of that animatronic in general. I just want it because it just doesn't really look like Monstro to me. It looks kind of odd. It looks off. I don't know. Maybe
it's kind of funny. Like Radiator Springs Racers, as well as I think it turned out, I have to say from the beginning when Mac jumps out at you, it always reminded me of Monstro. It's literally just Monstro, but with projected eyes and and a light up effect. And
I hear you.
It's like Monstro if he was a light up toy.
So maybe I do hear you. The water effects would definitely help. I think maybe give him more animated eyes. That could be something. Yeah, that would really work.
Well, maybe even just a whole new animatronic, one that has more movement. Aside from just being, I'm a static prop that rises at you.
Roar.
Look out, Monstro!
The funny thing is, I used to be super intimidated at that as a tiny little kid.
Sorry, what was that?
I said I used to be super intimidated by that as a tiny little kid. I used to be terrified, but I was like, oh no, Monstro's coming! Oh god. I think it'd be cool if they just, like, added a bunch of projection mapping to just make Pleasure Island look bigger, you know what I mean? Just kind of like expand it so that you can maybe see like the shore and the distance and stuff like that.
Or like when you're approaching the gates and they have like currently there's like the painting and little fiber optic lights of all the attractions, that could be a projection now.
Right, exactly. Yeah. Stuff like that. Maybe even a little projection of the coach going up to it. And See anything for Stromboli? Maybe just a completely updated Stromboli animatronic, or is that even necessary?
Like, see, they could improve the shadows in the rough house.
Yeah, and they could with the cage, they could make the cage even more intimidating.
What was that?
The cage, that this will be your new
Oh
home.
yeah,
cage.
they could like. I was thinking like maybe they could add some like little magical sparks that free you.
Right, yeah. Okay, so let's see. Of course, maybe have some smoke on the cigars.
Hmm.
You know, and make the lamplit transformation better. Maybe have some animation on the blue fairy. The only thing I'm concerned about is like with Monstro, if they do replace him, I don't want. Oh boy, you there?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you're there. Okay. The one thing I don't want to is if they replace Monstro, I'd be pissed if they replaced it with a projection. Like it'd have to be a damn good projection. You know what I mean?
Okay.
But anyways, so that's about it. Unless you have anything else for Pinocchio.
Not really.
Okay, so Snow White. What do you think?
Okay, it's funny with Snow White because that one has already pioneered with projection mapping, experimented with it.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah, like a few years back when they updated the transformation and the finale.
Mm-hmm.
So they're already partway there.
I don't know. There's to tell you the truth, this is probably the one that I have the least amount of ideas for.
I know. I mean, maybe they could add something in the mine, but that's a really tight space in there. So.
It is, yeah. I mean, with the mine, maybe just have like somehow make it more like the Seven Dwarfs Diamond Mine, just more detail. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Let's see. That they could update the witch's death, perhaps.
Oh yeah. Oh god.
Yeah, or maybe like some ideas like an idea is like. For the storybook, instead of that picture, like instead it's like an animation of the prince kissing Snow White.
That would be good. That would be a lot better. Yeah, because that picture's always been a source of complaint.
Maybe they'll make it look like the pages of the book are turning.
Mm-hmm. That would also be good. Let's see. I could definitely see the scene I think has the most potential is the haunted forest scene.
Which
I could
one?
definitely see the haunted forest.
Forest, yeah.
Yeah. I could definitely see some stuff being done with that, especially like I don't know, maybe like leaves blowing and stuff like that. Crows, crows, ravens,
Eyes, bats.
Yeah, exactly. Just all kinds of cool stuff in there. So that's really I don't know, because other than that,
that'd be funny if like with the bats because. Like, before they had already been updated to match the ones in Big Thunder Mountain. So maybe they'll do that again so that they look like the new bats in Thunder Mountain.
Those damn bats in Thunder Mountain, that scared the piss out of me as a little kid. Oh, God. Okay, so anyways...
bats are more realistic now, so then in the cartoony world of Snow White, but maybe they match.
Oh, God. So anyways, let's see. Anything else we have for Snow White?
Yeah, I guess. Or maybe they can update the Raven projection, the Raven shadow in the queue.
I love that detail. Yeah. That would definitely make sense for sure.
Okay,
so Peter Pan. I think the most obvious thing is clouds in the London area.
Yeah, or like there's his shadow at the beginning.
Yeah, the shadow. It's in Walt Disney World, but it's not in Disneyland, right?
The shadow's in Disneyland.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. It's just really quick.
Yeah. Okay, the star's in the moon. The moon and the stars in London.
Oh yeah, definitely, for sure.
Like maybe add a little projection of the kids flying across the moon.
Yeah, that would make sense. Definitely.
Yeah, because like in Florida, they have this little moon sphere thing that spins around, and there are shadows of Peter and the kids painted on it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Da, 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 da.
Oh god, oh god.
All I need to do is jump over the moon.
All I need to do is jump over the moon. Okay, let's not get
Jump over the moon is a metaphor.
well, let's not get into that. Let's not. Okay, so
Yeah, there was a dog. We have since discovered his name was Benny. Okay,
he must have principles that he about to live his act on to every thought of evolution. Why you abandon your principles, Benny?
Okay, so let's see. The pixie dust on the ship
Oh yeah, that's a big one for sure. And
The
just
waterfall?
with the shadow, I can totally see a lot of shadow animation with that, so that's a good choice. The volcano, I could definitely see some lava going on there. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I have to say, like, one that they could do. I kind of hope they don't. Is like some sort
Update
of
the stars.
Yeah, I don't know. I think they're really cool just the way they are now. So
I
really
totally
effective.
agree, but I think what could work is maybe having a mix of what they have now with sort of a projected sky in the ceiling. You know what I mean?
As long as the projections don't make it too bright or whatever, revealing the technicals.
Right. But I'm just saying, like, I think a mix of what they have now and projections could make it look even better. Because I totally agree. That is my favorite scene in the whole ride. I think that scene is even more beautiful than the London scene with all the stars all around you. Yeah. But I don't know, but I could totally see projections helping. So maybe some water down by the ship, kind of look like
Not like the waterfall you go through at the end.
Okay, yeah, that would also definitely work.
Like some of the water around Smee and the crocodile.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. And maybe just a little bit more of an expanded Mermaid Lagoon, because I've always thought the Mermaid Lagoon is just like a sad excuse for a finale. Because it's just like, oh, we're flying by the mermaids real quick and back to the loading area. Oh god. Okay, so is that about it for Peter Pan?
I suppose so.
Okay, so Mr. Toad, what do you think?
The thing with Toad is, because it's so tight in there, if that means anything.
Well, I think the thing with Toad in general is that it's the one dark ride to have mostly cardboard cutouts still.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like,
yeah.
I don't know. It's going to be interesting. That's going to be the most difficult one, I think. I think there's a lot of stuff they could potentially do. I think what you could do is you could maybe show, like, I don't know, like some more destruction via projections, you know what I mean? Like, definitely the explosion can be updated for sure.
Oh yeah, the explosion, yeah.
I don't know. It's tough.
The docks, perhaps.
Oh yeah.
Like some stuff in the dynamite room, like maybe have fuses and things.
Yeah, as much as I like the train effect, maybe you could get like an actual like projection of a train coming at you.
Or maybe still the old lights, but then the collision has a projection effect.
Okay, yeah, that could work. Sure. I don't know, maybe I'm thinking maybe make the judge animated.
Ooh, that would be neat.
Yeah, like just make some of the characters animated, like maybe Winky too.
Yeah.
So instead of just awkwardly like, ooh, look, it looks like I'm throwing the glasses. Instead, it's like, oh, I'm actually throwing glasses. Look, I'm.
Oh yes, yeah.
Because right now it's got that.
These glasses are floating and spinning.
Yeah, exactly.
They're totally not attached to some sort of support.
Oh god. Okay, but Monkey, the big thing that we need to talk about is hell. What are they going to do to hell?
Flame projections?
Oh yeah, that's definitely the one thing that we're fearful of. Is I doubt they'd ever do this because it is like kind of a classic part of the attraction, but
it's a whole
my god, If they ever took out Hell and replaced it with something, that would just be awful. Ugh.
It's like a happy ending, you were saying?
Yes. Like
Toady, it's your birthday! It's time for your party, Toad! Happy birthday!
Oh God, the sad thing is, I could totally picture that, because Disney's all like, "Oh, well, it's like we don't want to upset the religious people, even though this ride's 50 years old, 60 years old now."
Oh.
So I don't know. Like I said, I doubt it would happen, but I would be livid if it did. What about the dragon, though? Would they just keep that random ass dragon that looks like something out of Coney Island?
Maybe they'd update it.
It's weird because it's like that thing is like it's not in the movie at all. It's just
it is an odd thing.
Like I said, it does
like
look like something out of like a Coney Island spook house ride or something like that. So I don't know. Of course they could have like a lot of animated devils flying around. I think that would.
Oh yeah, that would be neat.
And of course have the animated judge as the main devil.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Is that it for Toad then?
Maybe one thing. No, actually, one thing. What would be really cool with Toad is just have projections of just Toad just driving around in his car and crashing through stuff just in the background.
If there's space, yeah.
Yeah, right.
Maybe they can update the prison scene somehow.
What prison scene?
That's what I guess that's kind of what I'm saying. Like, between the courthouse and the train tracks, there's that quick prison scene.
It goes by really fast.
Yeah, it's basically just like a cop standing in front of a opening a brick wall. I guess it's supposed to be like an escape or something somehow.
Right. Oh God.
Yeah, it is a bit awkward.
Yeah, because I always just thought it was, it just cut right from guilty to train tracks. I don't know.
Guilty! Your sentence? Be run over by a train.
Right. But yeah, I guess that's about it, just...
Yeah. Now, I have to say, with these effects, what could we do with the Brave Engineer?
Oh, man, that's a dark ride that you guys made in, season 11?
Yeah.
First of all, you want to be an Imagineer? Yeah, that would definitely, a lot of smoke effects, of course, a lot of good stuff. You made that on your own, pretty much, right?
The middle one, definitely.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Okay, well, I'd say that about covers it. This, I just think this is really cool how... I'm just glad that they're not just totally going through, because Monkey, I tell you, I've seen a couple videos of fucking Escape from Gringotts.
Oh, okay.
It bothers the fuck out of me because it's basically just like, oh, let's pull up to this giant fucking IMAX screen and then just stay there and watch a movie clip for like 30 seconds and then move on.
So there are POVs now then?
Really bad ones, but yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
I'm avoiding them, so.
Oh yeah. I gotta be honest, I mean, the reviews of the ride have been really good, but I guess it's just something that you have to experience in person.
Yeah.
I am personally disappointed that there's so many scenes where the ride literally just stops and you basically sit there and watch a movie. Because that's pretty much what it looks like. It's like, oh shit, let's stop and watch Bellatrix Lestrange for about 30 seconds. You know what I mean?
Was there a dead Megatron at the end?
No, but there was a dragon. Yeah, again, I might say this every damn ride-related podcast we ever do, but I can't believe that Universal made an attraction that's all about giant robots and they don't have a single animatronic in it. What the fuck? So I guess, yeah, like, as much as Universal's impressing me on just a hype point of view, I'm not really a fan of this whole trend of, like,
3D simulators.
let's just make the whole ride a giant movie, you know, just a giant, like,
Yeah.
because essentially it's like,
So there are like no animatronics or anything in the Gringotts ride then.
as far as I can tell, there's some physical sets, but no, there's not any animatronics, as far as I can
Okay,
tell.
so it's more Spider-Man like then. Okay. You know,
Mm-hmm,
it's
mm-hmm.
Forbidden Journey does have animatronics in there.
It does, yeah.
Yeah, it is
Yeah,
a
I
mix of
think,
simulation and physical.
right. Yeah, I think Forbidden Journey. I've heard, like, according to Rob from Theme Park Review, he likes
Yeah,
it a
like he
lot
said,
better
Gringotts made
than
more
Forbidden
sense.
Journey. Yeah, as a story, I don't know. I guess maybe that's just because he's not a Potter fan, so he just likes the thing that's
Right.
more straightforward.
Hmm.
But I don't know. To me, like I said, I just can't get over the fact that it's just basically the pacing of the ride just looks off to me. You know, because like I said, it's just like you pull up to these giant screens and then you watch actors. To me, that's not a theme park attraction. That's fucking watching movie clips.
Hmm.
I don't know. It bothers me, but anyways, I guess the point I'm trying to make with this whole thing is that, you know, I'm just glad that they're not just going through and like, oh, let's just make it all look like an animated movie. You know, let's just completely
So
take out the animatronics.
like the projections are supplements, you mean?
Exactly. Yeah, that's the way it should be. It's exactly like CGI. It's exactly like CGI in movies. You know what I mean? CGI works better the less there is. If you just overload your film with CGI like the Transformers movies do, it's going to look like shit. It's like most movies do these days. I mean, that's why the effects in Godzilla look as good as they do. I didn't really necessarily like Godzilla all that much, the new one, but I will say the effects look damn good because you don't see the monsters all that much. It's like it's just one of those things, you know what I mean? It's like if it was all projection, like, could you imagine how bad that would be if they just replaced every animatronic with a
What, an
projection?
Alice?
Yeah, in Alice, yeah, like every animatronic's replaced with a screen. Could you imagine that?
That would probably be kind of hideous.
Yeah, so I'm relieved that, because that's honestly kind of the direction I thought they were going to go in with when I heard projection effects for the Fantasyland ride, so I'm glad that they're definitely using it
Yeah, and
more
hell,
as a
they added a
compliment.
couple animatronics for this.
Indeed, yeah, they did.
They
So,
gave Alice more of a presence in the story, which I have to say
mhm.
makes me wonder. Are they going to give Snow White more of a presence in that ride? Or Toad
uh,
more of a presence in his? But that would
well,
be kind
that's
of
why I'm
awkward
saying with
with Snow
Toad,
White
you know,
just in the forest somewhere.
it'd be interesting to see with Toad, even though the whole point with Toad is that you're supposed to like be in his shoes, but it'd be interesting to see sort of like
Yeah, and with Snow White, the way the ride is set up, that would probably be really awkward if they put her in any other spot in the ride.
yeah.
Like if she's outside the castle gates for some reason.
Right,
The
exactly.
forest might make sense, but
That actually would make sense. She's in the forest in the movie, so I don't know, but
yeah.
uh
But maybe from our perspective, she might have been poisoned by that point, if we get to the door. Oh, that's something they should update in Snow White, the hologram apple.
oh yeah, just it looks awful.
Yeah, make that effect way better.
Oh
Like
yeah.
some glowing red sphere thing.
To me, it doesn't even look red. It looks more pinkish. Okay, so I guess the final thoughts for this is, like with the Fantasyland Dark Rides, odds are we're gonna get improvements like this in the future for the 60th. But as long as they use it more as a spice and less as a main ingredient, I'm perfectly fine with it. What do you think, Monkey?
Oh, I like that analogy.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. All right, so that's a good analogy to close on. So,
Okay.
all right. Any final thoughts, Monkey, before we get out of here?
Yeah. No, I'm not saying do this ever, but if you'd ever like to redo the ride so that it matches the 1985 version, I'd say it's worth a look.
Oh well, we'll get to that in the future. That's a future
Hopefully.
video for after Christmas in July. So,
Here's open.
all right. So,
I've just
little sneak peek of what's to come. All right. See you guys later.